This episode of the Red Bull Rant is brought to you by the fine patrons that support us through patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. You can be a patron too for the low price of $1 a month, and you can get exclusive content every month, including a monthly wrap-up for the New York Red Bulls. We want to spend a special shout-out to our patron who supports us at $5 a month. That is our producer-level credit. Thank you, Jeremiah Dempster, for supporting the show. Now, on to the podcast.
The Red Bull Rant is a free-flowing conversation amongst three lifelong wackos that may contain adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, my friends, to the show that never ends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Ipico.
I'm Pat McDonald.
I'm Truman. I feel like we just did this, but this is episode 266, Bank Statement.
All right.
Yeah, we did just kind of do this, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like exactly 24 hours ago kind of thing.
Really
Holy crap, you're right.
Yeah, so Patreon exclusive shows up on the website. And I think what we're going to do is in a few days, like maybe Saturday, because that'll be 3 days, right?
Yes.
Maybe Saturday we'll make it public. So, if I'm not posting it to the general RSS feed because that's going to be just too much of a hassle and it's already posted somewhere. So just our Patreon page, if you go there, it'll be made public on Saturday. I think I can do it that way.
Well, how about we do this? How about our Patreon peeps let us know if they're cool with us releasing these episodes a few days later?
That's probably a good idea because they're paying us.
Right. They're giving us the money. You guys let us know. Maybe we can release it maybe like 5 days after, not at all. I think it's really up to them. But I will say this. If you're not a subscriber, you should, because our interview with Stephen Keel was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
it's definitely worth $1.
It is. You just subscribe, listen to it, and then don't subscribe to anymore. Just give us $1 because he is an absolute blast to talk to.
And one of the best things when we talked about this audio clip.
Crush it.
Yes!
What a goal! What a team goal, baby! Off the crossbar, Dre with the highlight save, counterattack, Joseph Martinez to Nacho, boom, 2-1. That's a good team goal. Hey, that's a good team. I don't care where you're from. That's a good soccer goal.
Soccer goals.
Soccer goals.
Yeah, that's just one of the things we talked about on the show. All right, let's get into the game that we should talk about, but we just wanted to just get through real quick because it was boring as hell. Can
we just listen to Stephen Keel interview again and not talk about this game?
I mean, we could, but I don't have that queued up on the soundboard. It's not like, anyway, 0-0 draw at home to Philly. So we got tweets and a voicemail. I'm going to do the tweets first.
Okay.
So, Sherman, what tweets do we have lined up for this?
All right, let me see where we're going to start up. We'll start up with our MC Ref, Ron McRef. I don't know how you say your name, but I'm going to say Ron McRef.
Right.
Some horrible in-game management tonight. Substitutions were way too late to have a meaningful impact. Is this especially damaging when you're the worst side most of the night and you guys are clearly tired? But Wheel came in and the team you waited too long to make that second, I believe it's meant second substitution. If you want to talk about this right now, I'm with him.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be with most of the tweets, so I think we can just keep going through.
Okay, so here we go. Bora Bay said, as a Union fan, if I was given the point before the math, I would have taken it. But after our performance, it definitely feels like 2 points lost. Both sides easily could have taken the game, and neither one wanted to take any much-needed risks. I can see why you guys are upset. Yes, greatly.
Absolutely.
Red Coach J, Patreon King, says, I have 1,000 thoughts on this game. And kudos to you, my friend, because, woof, I mean, it's hard to come up with 1,000 thoughts for this game, but more power to him.
Yeah.
But suffice to say, in isolation, it was a frustrating draw. But in the context of our last 4 games, it was not the worst result. Probably a game we dropped in recent seasons. I was actually really impressed with Philly's game plan of pressing our wingers high, but dropping deep in the middle to deny us our usual preferred space. We're lucky that they're abject going forward, but they came well prepared and got about all they deserved out of this game. That is why he's the coach, my friends, and we are not.
Yeah, but he's still too nice to Philly.
And then Grateful Tread 23, Casey Jones said, hard to believe that the same team that spanked NYC and handled Atlanta were lucky to squeak out a point at home against Philly. A visibly frustrated BWP makes me wonder if his offensive flood were to dry up, how large of an impact that would have. Shout-outs to Parker on the big save. Oh, that is actually worth talking about. Can we just move to likes immediately?
I want to... I'm okay with that because the voicemail I can play either before or after. But so there's one more tweet. It wasn't linked to our request for comments, but it was towards us.
Go ahead.
Michael Lathrop at SpudMile5 said, "Hey, Red Bull Rant, surprise, surprise, another scoreless draw at Red Bull Arena."
Yes.
All right, so let's do likes and dislikes. What do you want to do first? Do you want to do likes first? Because I feel like in this game they're going to equal.
Yeah, I'm going to go with likes and agree with Casey Jones on that save by Parker. What a absolute play, what perfect positioning. The best play of the game for the Red Bulls by far. I mean, by the Red Bulls, because I said the best play of the game is Sapong
missing.
Woof! Stinking up a PK. I mean, come on, man. Not even on frame.
And Parker's save was such an awareness thing because he could have stayed on his defender, but he dropped back knowing that the back post was vulnerable.
Yep. And was just in the absolute perfect spot to make that play.
Yeah.
Yeah, Parker truly has been quite the addition for this team this year. Come up with big plays like that. Since you gave that, you're like, I'm going to go elsewhere with mine, and it's going to be, and we'll talk more about this later, but I like that the USA national team gave me something to care about in a meaningless game after this bullshit that I had to sit through.
My I'll go Sapon and his miss because thank you for making her go the wrong way and still not bearing it.
Yeah, he was giving some of that New Jersey gambling money.
Right.
The first fix is in.
All right, so dislikes. My dislike is not. I'm not going to talk about what's on the field. I'm going to talk about ESPN Plus and okay. So for reference, my IP address came up as Philadelphia, and apparently it was blacked out in Philadelphia because it was a Philly team playing. Which the funny thing is, there were Philly fans telling me it was never blacked out before in the local market. So I have no idea what the hell's going on. Anyway, I never actually got a straight yes or no answer on if the game was blacked out in Philly. And this is MLS, or sorry, ESPN Plus's support, right? I went to the online help to get support to watch the game. Never got a straight yes or no answer on if the game was actually blacked out. I got the response was your IP address is in Philadelphia. You should talk to your ISP. Do you want either of you want to take a guess at how long I was on the support to get that answer?
Oh, I mean, I'm going to have to say how much were you willing to wait, and I'll say 28 minutes.
I'm going to go on a limb and just guess you weren't talking to anybody paid enough to understand what the fuck you were asking.
No, I definitely was not. I can tell you that one for sure.
Well, what are you saying?
40 minutes.
Wow.
Yeesh.
And the only reason I lasted 40 minutes because it was web-based chat support. It wasn't like I was on the phone.
Okay, I thought maybe it was because they were playing some dope grooves and the hold music.
No. Yeah, it's just listen, I get that on a Saturday night you don't have the brightest of the bunch working at a support center. Not that you have the brightest of the bunch working there anyway, but I mean, come on, like they can't make it easy for that guy to find out a blackout policy when somebody's asking a question.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like just a simple yes, Philly games are blacked out. Okay, I would have accepted that. Then it's on my ISP for putting my computer a state away instead of in the state I currently actually am.
I feel bad for you too, because it's just like the stench of that town has permeated all the way down to where you live.
Yeah,
that's rough.
Yeah, I mean, it has to travel through Delaware first, and think about that.
Yep. I deal with it. I live in Pennsylvania, so it's just automatic that things get blacked out. Thankfully, I was able to record the game on my DVR because it was on Philly 17. Because I have the cable.
Yeah, the best part was he's like, "You can watch on this channel." I was like, "I don't have cable, so is it blacked out?" And he didn't provide an answer. And the best is the response was, "Thank you for your feedback." I'm like, "What feedback? I didn't provide any. I wanted a goddamn answer to my question."
You gave me nothing, sir. Nothing at all.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's my dislike.
Truman, you want this or you want me to go?
No, go ahead. I'll go last this time.
All right. My big dislike would just have to be I made a joke last week about this being a trap game and about how, I joked that they would lose. So, so at least it didn't go totally off the rails. But, excuse me. But, I made those jokes because we've seen this story before. We've seen it a million times with this team. They go on a roll, or they win games that they probably shouldn't win, or at least aren't expected to win, and then they come home and lay a complete egg. And, I didn't want to believe it about this team just because of the way they've been playing lately. But here it is. Here's the egg. And so that's just always frustrating. It seems like they can never, for whatever reason, play 100% consistently throughout the season. And, will this game matter in the long run? Maybe not. But it's still a frustrating and tough pill to swallow, even if they did still get a point.
Yeah, for sure. My dislike is the two dreaded words, scoreless draw.
Mm-hmm.
I probably could have accepted any other draw besides the scoreless draw at home. It makes me shiver when I think about it. Mm-hmm. And just pile on the late substitutions that were mentioned in the tweets. Just, I don't know. You can kind of see things weren't working. Mm-hmm. I don't know why you didn't try moving things around earlier. It's just, I don't know. It's like they just took the game off. Really felt that way. They just took the game off, got real lucky on the PK miss. Yeah. Just insanely lucky on that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. At the end, they're like, okay, whatever. Let's just pack it in and take the draw and go home. Mm-hmm. Or stay home, I should say.
All right. So before we do afterthoughts,
mm-hmm.
and somebody's going, before we do afterthoughts, I have a voicemail play off.
Oh, yeah, the Macho Man giving the Red Bull Rant another call, yeah. Just watching that pathetic performance at Red Bull Arena, huh? Wasn't too good, Me and Elizabeth sitting there didn't know what to make of the game, No, sir. BWP didn't even show up to the game, Wasn't there. I didn't see it, The only one that showed up was Ryan Mira, yeah. Ryan Miro should be out there in Ireland, playing out there against the big boys, yeah. Kind of like what I did when I had to leave the WWF, jump over to WCW. Yeah, I had to be a big shark in a large ocean, Pacific or Atlantic. It doesn't matter to me, because the Macho Man always comes out on top, yeah. Cream of the crop, That's why I'm a multi-time champion, yeah. And the Red Bulls got to learn a little bit about being champion, yeah. Because right now, no, sir, ain't gonna happen. I'll have a couple of wins here and a couple of wins there, but the consistency ain't consistent. Oh, yeah, dig it. And that's what I'm seeing, yeah. Jesse Marsh is a one-trick pony, yeah. This looks like a playoff match, yeah, lots of implications, Sit back on the ball and just let the Red Bulls come your way. If you swap the goals and you make your day, That's the Tower of Power, That's the way it's gonna be. the analysis that you need, yeah. And that's all for now, so here we go once more. Dig it.
Macho Man is fucking pissed.
What?
2 minutes pissed.
Man, that's Macho Man who's been forced to do color commentary on Raw. That's that Macho Man. He is angry. He's frustrated. He wants out.
That one guy wants to snap to a Slim Jim.
Might snap them all at the same time.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. Macho Man, he's got some points.
I'm about to allow the Macho Man to be head coach of this team. I think that's what they need.
Yeah. I mean, I don't entirely agree with the Macho Man. I mean, I know Jay does with the whole one-trick pony thing. But it's again, I mean, I think this team, in particularly on Saturday, just did not perform. I mean, Kaku made some dreadful passes in that game, and I think in many ways he's been brought in to be the guy who can unlock that defense. So, I mean, I think, and, for all the good that Sasha Klesny certainly did, he wasn't quite that next level number 10 that we kind of expected Kaku to be. And, that's his job. I mean, he just didn't do it. But I think the Macho Man was more or less correct, though, that pretty much Ryan Mara, although I'd also throw in Tim Parker in there as well, are the only players that really did anything on Saturday. And everybody else just, I don't know if they had too many hot dogs the night before or what, but they made extra brat.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Some brat with some sauerkraut on it, with maybe some chili. And they basically slowed it. Did not have a great game.
Dollar hot dog night came a day too early.
It's Dollar Hot Dog Night's fault. It's 100% Dollar Hot Dog Night's fault.
So if we just slid right into afterthoughts now, is that what's happening?
Yes, that's what
That's what I did.
Macho
Would I not have done that?
No, I'm glad you did. Because I just want to say how upsetting it is when you DVR the game, okay, you avoid the result the entire time, you drive home, you don't get home until 12:30 in the morning, and you watch that.
Ugh.
I mean, there was a few times I was just ready to go, okay, I've had enough.
Should we make a pact? Should we make a Red Bull Rant pact? Like, if none of us watch it live and it's nothing draw, we just spoil it and say, wait for the 30-minute condensed match.
So wait, hold on. What are we doing?
So he's saying that if one of us is not able to watch the game, and we know it's going to be like a crappy result like that, we just say to him, "Don't watch the whole game."
Okay. So all right. Well, hold on.
The result, we just say, "Don't watch the whole game."
See,
watch this compressed if you can.
I'm going to only agree to this if it's scoreless draw.
That's what I'm saying. Scoreless draw.
Okay. Because I will ride out the losses and everything, but scoreless draw, I'm in full agreement.
Actually, I'm not even sure ESPN Plus has the condensed anymore. I got to see that they have it.
I want to say MLS still does.
Do they?
I thought I heard that.
That was an MLS Live thing. That's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, I think I heard MLS Live is 30-minute condensed.
I mean, if that's possible, sure.
It's
We'll figure that out.
There's a Red Bull Rant blood pact for you, everybody.
That's all right.
All right. Moving on, predictions. Nobody got anything right.
Of course not.
Thought they'd fucking win.
So, no change in standings. Pat's still in the lead by 1 point.
Yeah.
Before we talk about New England, international call-ups, Tyler Parker, Tim Adams. Wow.
Yeah. You're combining them into super players.
Well done.
And correct in the agenda, which is, wow. Tyler Adams and Tim Parker have been called up in the United States for their upcoming friendlies in Europe, so they'll be gone most likely for the next 2 weeks.
America.
Michael Murillo and Fidel Escobar have been called up by Panama, so they're gone. And I think Etienne Jr. was called up at one point.
He played against Haiti. I'm sorry, he played for Haiti against Argentina.
But they don't have another match coming up like anytime soon, so
I don't know.
I don't think it. Not that it really matters because he wasn't a starter at this point, but.
And Kaku is supposed to get called up soon, but he won't miss this weekend.
Well, he just made his switch, right? So
that being one semester is reporting that he'll be called up and miss at least the Open Cup game. I think, 1 or 2 other games after that.
Well, that sucks.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, with all that said, this Saturday the Red Bulls travel to New England to take on the Revolution. The game is June 2nd at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be broadcast on MSG. Revs this year are 5-4-4, 4-2-2 at home, 19 points plus 3 goal difference, and they have 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in the last 5. So not the greatest form coming into this one. Predictions, Pat, since you're in the lead, you get to go first. What do you think is going to happen against New England?
I mean, I think all the general consensus is that the Red Bulls' depth is going to get tested here. These Connolly is going to slide in for Michael Murillo. I don't know if Rizzo's healthy again, but you figure he'll come in for Adams, and what's his name, Frenchie boy will come in for Tim Parker. So can these guys perform, and can they perform on the road? New England's not a terrible team. You kind of hope that the Red Bulls will come into this one kind of angry after such a lackluster performance at home. But in the end, I mean, I think you got to kind of have to assume they'll be competitive, but that run of road wins, it's going to have to end somewhere, and I think it's going to end here. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in this one between the Red Bulls and the Reds.
Did you say Rizzo or Rizza?
Rizza, RZA.
Okay.
Not Rizzo.
Sorry.
He's gone.
Frank Rizzo.
You said 1-1 draw, right?
1-1 draw. Rizzo's not even a player. Zizzo.
All right, so here's the thoughts. Do the Red Bulls continue their great road form and their great road form in New England? Or does that finally come to an end because New England's got to get on the winning track at some point at home? And like you said, they might suffer a little bit with losing Tyler Adams and Tim Parker and Aurelian Collin not playing in a while. I don't know. My gut goes 1-0 loss. Despite I think they still have tons of offense, and I think there's a great chance that they can wake up. I got to go with that classic, been a fan of this team for too long feeling of like, this is the one they take a crap on for sure.
And a crappy field.
And crappy field, right. That Aurelian Collin would blow his ACL out on like 15 minutes into the game.
All
right. I'm saying 2-2 draw. I feel like we're not. I don't think we're going to lose. I don't think we're going to be great, but I think we'll do enough just to get by, basically, in New England. Given that we have Adams and Parker and Murillo out, and that's 3 kind of key parts of your team. So I think a 2-2 draw would be, or even like a 1-1 draw, like Pat said, like a draw on the road at this point. I think it's actually a good result.
Sure, it is.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so that's where I went with that. So after the game in New England, the Red Bulls come back home for a midweek game against New York City FC in the Open Cup. That is the June 6th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I have no idea where they're broadcasting it because last year the Open Cup had their own little streaming stuff. I don't know if they're continuing with that or they're going to go back to YouTube or what. I guess we'll figure that one out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But we're not recording predictions, but does anybody want to make one for this game?
I think they can win with the scrubs. That's what I'm throwing out there. I think Ben Mines is going to play in this game. I like a scrubby win for this team.
I would love if they win with the scrubs. I think they're going to win with starters because that's how they'll do it. I don't know, because we know NYCFC will play their scrubs. They don't care. And their fan base doesn't care. So they're lucky. I'm going to go I mean, yeah, like who cares? Win with the starters, 3-0.
I think we should win. With obviously with history on the side. I don't know how many of New York City's starters are going off to international duty, or if Vieira will go all out, or if Vieira might even be here at that point. Because there's conflicting reports. Vieira is denying talks, but then there's reports that he's like pretty close to signing a contract with
Nice?
Yeah, Nice in France.
Nice.
So
With Nice.
Sure, nice. So, I mean, I don't know. They may not even have their head coach in a week. Depends.
Well, and I'll say this: I think the Red Bulls have the better chance of winning because you only have how many international slots you're allowed to use in these Open Cup games, right? It has to be filled with mostly North American players or American players or whatever the hell it is.
Oh, I forgot about that. But I think I think it helped that I can't. Why the hell can't I? Lawrence got his green card, so I think that he kind of gets around that.
Right. So what I was going to say was I think our Americans can beat their Americans better.
I mean, I don't dispute that logic.
Yeah.
So
Ben Mine's hat trick.
Sure. I'm good with that if it happens. All right. New York Red Bulls 2 faced Indy 11 over the weekend, and they had a 4-1 win at home. Next match is this Saturday against MLS-bound FC Cincinnati at 1 p.m. Eastern at Red Bull Arena. And I think this is the last week that they're playing there before they move back to Montclair.
All righty.
There you go.
I'll have to look that one up. Sky Blue FC unfortunately lost to Seattle Reign 1-0 at home.
Shocking.
Yeah, still searching for their first win of the year. And they'll be hoping to get it this week on June 2nd against, I think, it's the Royals. I can't remember if they're Utah or like Salt Lake. I have to look that up again. I wrote Utah, but I didn't double check it.
Why is Salt Lake / Utah, whatever they are, so obsessed with thinking they have any kind of royalty? What's going on there?
I don't know. It's probably something to do with Mormons.
I guess.
All right, so for New York Red Bulls 2, this is the last week at Red Bull Arena. Then they'll be back at Montclair.
So they can stop playing in front of 200 fans in RBA and start playing in 150 fans at Montclair. So that's good.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right. Time for the dumping ground. I had nothing to talk about. Oh, actually, like I said, I did put the first one in here. Leon defender Lewis. I'm not even going to bother trying to say his last name. You guys see it on the. You guys try to pronounce it if you want.
Nani.
Yeah, non-Yoni or something.
Yeah. So he's currently trialing with the Red Bulls. He is not a starter in any sense of the word for Leon. They loaned him out the last 2 years. But I think the idea is it's a left back replacement, or right back, because I can't remember which one. Whichever side Mario is on. Right. Anyway, he's trialing with the Red Bulls, and he may end up staying during the summer. So just keep an eye on it.
Cool.
And that's it for me for dumping ground.
All right. Well, then I guess I'll go right into my stuff. Which I had mentioned in my the USA started a whole bunch of kids. Average age, I believe, was under 22 years old. This past Monday down in Harrah's Casino, Chester Park, or whatever you call it. And the U.S. won rather convincingly 3-0. Now, of course, you got to take this with a grain of salt that apparently Bolivia was playing a team that couldn't even win USL if it wanted to. So that's what I've heard by all accounts.
I bet they could beat the Cosmos, though.
Yeah, right. Maybe. But it was exciting. It was exciting to see Josh Sargent, who apparently Matt Doyle has let trickle on his Twitter account that there's a lot of buzz. He is going to be able to start next season for Werder Bremen, which would be very exciting to see an 18-year-old U.S. striker scoring in the Bundesliga. Weston McKennie had a fine game. Anthony Robinson of Everton had a really good game at left back. He looked great at a position we have not had a steady presence in at least as long as I've been a fan. So, I mean, there's a lot of pluses. I mean, of course, the competition now steps forward this Saturday. They faced the Irish national team in Ireland. I believe it'll be at 3 o'clock on ESPN, and then next week they will be facing off against France in France. And France is one of the more respected teams in this tournament coming up. So that should be interesting to see how these kids play against those two teams. So, but fun little game to make you kind of give a shit about the U.S. national team again for a little bit.
So this weekend,
a certain guest of ours kind of likes France.
Yeah.
It does kind of like France.
So this weekend's on ESPN2. Next week is on ESPN.
There you go.
Both at 3 o'clock.
Ooh, Europe.
Yeah, it's like a nice. It's like a nice little lead-in for the Red Bulls game at 7.
Absolutely, it's perfect.
Watch that game, and at 5 o'clock you go get dinner, and come back, you watch the Red Bulls.
Take a break from drinking, sober up, you get hammered. Be awesome.
All right.
Maybe I won't do that. But.
Is that it for?
Hey, some bullshit. So I took the USA to the World Cup in the new FIFA 18.
What the hell that meant?
We won. Forget what team we beat. Oh, we beat Portugal in the Pat McDonald's World Cup. Bobby Wood and Christian Pulisic led the tournament in goals. So the FIFA World Cup update is pretty fun. It does add all the teams that are currently in the World Cup. I think there were another 10, 20 or so teams that did not make the World Cup that you could switch in and out. My only complaint is that you can't switch up your roster. So, like, the kids I was all super excited about from the past weekend, I kind of wanted to take them to the World Cup, even though it made no sense. And I wanted to put, Michael Bradley and Josie Altidore, Tim Howard and Clint Dempsey on the bench where they fucking belong. So it's like, it's stuff like that I really wanted to do, and you couldn't do it. I mean, if there's a way and you know how, please tweet at us, because then I can do it again. And I can, take some kids to the World Cup.
On Xbox, right?
What's that?
On the Xbox, right?
On the Xbox, yeah. So you just get the update with the FIFA 18. And then one other complaint I have about, when they used to have a full game where they gave you like all 200 whatever teams in the world that you could play from, and you could you played the whole of qualifying. That was a blast. So, I mean, that's lost, that's missing, but I guess that's a trade off for what you now get for free.
So wait, is this the just regular FIFA 18, or is it the World Cup special game?
Regular FIFA 18, and you get there is no World Cup special game this year.
Oh, they're just making it part of the...
Just an update, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it took me a couple hours to play through, if that, and I at least got my pretend USA excitement on. I cried silently inside.
All right. If that's it for Dumping Grand,
no, it's not yet. Okay. I'm still mad.
You didn't put it on the list.
I didn't have to put it on the list. You just know I'm still angry.
Put it on the list.
No, I'm gonna put fucking Sergio Ramos on the list. That's who's going on my list.
Put him on the list.
That cheating, dirty son of a bitch. I don't like 30 minutes in a scoreless game, I knew the game was over. Okay? I didn't need 2 god-awful goalkeeping mistakes by Karius, who I hope never sees the field for Liverpool again. I never really liked him. I don't know why Mignolet lost his starting job. I don't understand it. That just you take out the best player in the game, it's over. I don't care if you have Mane. Mane is good, okay? Bobby Firmino, wonderful. Mohamed Salah is the guy. He's the man. He scored the most goals in a Premier League season. He's clearly the guy. You could have lost anyone else but him and maybe had a chance at winning. Very, very upset. I think I'm more mad at that than anything else. I guess hats off to Gareth Bill for scoring the fucking most amazing goal you can ever ask for in a Champions League final.
That was pretty.
That was hats off to him. That being said, it should have been 1-1 going into extra time. Okay? All right? I can't accept it. I'm like an old 80s heel wrestler who just won't admit when they've lost a match. Okay? There's going to be some excuse. You know, my foot was under the rope. I kicked out and the ref missed it. You know, he threw something in my eye. Whatever excuse you want to say, that's what I'm going to use. And I don't know. I guess the only good news is Liverpool's in the Champions League again next year. That's it. That's all I got. Sad.
It was brutal for people who like Liverpool with things.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, actually, you know, it's funny. I didn't actually see the first goal until yesterday. I was like, I gotta finally look up what he did on this first goal. And I personally, I don't know. I mean, I think the consensus is the second one was a more brutal gaff. I thought that first one was just a oof. That was way more of an oof.
I mean, it's a boneheaded play. I don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah. It's just like, I mean, I remember Greg Sutton doing something, giving up a howler against Seattle once. But other than that, I don't think I've seen anything that bad before. I mean, that was just oof. Oof!
Yeah. Yeah, rough.
Yeah, I mean, if I were a Liverpool out player, I would totally get the idea of I never want to see this guy on the team again. As a human being, I kind of hope that somehow this guy can get over it and at least get his career back on track. I mean, he's certainly going to get another chance somewhere, but you know, it's just like I hope this isn't just how we see like, and then he never played again, and then they in the 10-year anniversary, 30-30, they find him in the gutter.
Yeah, just I don't know. I can handle a loss, but just brutally like that just makes
in that fashion, forget it.
Makes you sick.
Yeah.
So I'll be over it maybe in another week or two. Yeah. You know, it didn't help that I go, oh man, all right, well, you know, they lost, but the Red Bulls are playing Philly tonight.
And you had to watch like the second half on your cell phone, right?
Yeah, I did, and that sucked. You know, so it was just these piles and piles of crap.
I mean, well, when, you know, me and Jay will let you know how we feel like that when Everton blows a big game in the Champions League like that someday.
When they blow a game like that against Fulham, who just got promoted or something.
Yeah, exactly. When Everton loses to, like, the Bulgarian team in the qualifying round.
The Europa. It's called Europa. It's like the NIT of Europe.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, Truman, time for your terrible team of the week.
Yeah, I'm going to stick it to LAFC again. I think this is the second time they've made the list this year. Because you do not allow a draw against DC United.
Was it at home?
It was at home.
That's worse.
Yes, it's terrible. It's inexcusable. I don't care if you're an expansion team or not, right? You've been swaggering around the Western Conference. You know, you're in second place. You're looking all cool. And you just don't let that happen. You don't. They're the trashiest team in Trash Town. All right? So it's just there's no excuse. Sorry.
Trashiest team in Trash Town. That sounds like an off-Broadway play I should write.
I think someone can at least turn that into a musical.
Yeah, it's like, so what do you think of this team? Are you talking about that's that trashiest team in Trash Town? Oh, yeah? Well, we'll see you in the finals. The Trash Town finals.
Against Fancy Town FC.
They walk around all hoity-toity. They hold their pinkies up and they drink their Gatorade.
Oops.
Yeah, the last of Trash Town FC.
You haven't seen The Last of Us. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
If you'd like to hear more quality productions like that, check out our Patreon page.
That's right. If you want more trashiest trash and trash podcast down.
Yeah, so I have something to say, but I'm going to actually get through the wrap-up first.
He's got something to say. Sorry, that's the Misfits. I apologize, everybody.
So, patreon.com/Red Bull Rant, patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month is all it takes for you to get the exclusive content, such as our Stephen Keel interview, the ride-alongs that we did through Newark and New Jersey when we did the Portland game and the DC game, Portland and New York City game. If you want to email us during the week, redbullrant@gmail.com. If you want to call us, 973-348-5229. Facebook.com/RedBullRant. On Twitter, @RedBullRant for the show, at Dr. Stooge for myself, at PMAC, 2 for Pat, at The Truman. For Truman, subscribe to iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, SoundCloud, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. All right, so this is usually where I say last things to Pat and Truman, but I have something to say. And this is gonna sound weird. Please let me get through this. For the last few months, I've been kind of going through. I'm not sure how to phrase it because I don't want to give it exactly away. Rough. Let's call it a rough time. And this week marks a milestone in it, and there's still stuff that's going to happen in the next few months. Or maybe longer. Depends on when stuff gets kind of on the calendar. But the rough time is not completely over for me. And the reason I'm saying this is because I want to thank you guys, anybody that's downloaded this show and listened to us. I want to thank you because being able to do this show week in and week out has been an outlet for me. It's given me something to distract me from what's going on in the rest of my life. It's allowed me to basically escape for an hour or two. And whether you pay or not, I don't care right now. Whether you pay or not, it makes me feel better to know that somebody's at least listening and giving us a reason to do the show and giving me a reason to escape. So, thank you.
Jay killed a guy.
I've heard it in multiple states.
He used a trident.
Yeah. Truman and I have a knowledge. We did some digging and figured out that Jay is actually wanted for murder in multiple states. And
there's a man on fire and a horse.
We should get a grenade, Jay.
Yeah, I thought about throwing it at the beginning, but I was like, I'm just going to bring in the whole show if I do it at the beginning.
Yeah.
All right, so last words.
It's great that you are able to come on the show and have it be an outlet for everything. It's always definitely a joy to do this every week.
Yeah, and also, since all of you don't know, props to Jay because he does all the technical nonsense that Pat and I could not handle or ever figure out how to do. You have to realize, like, the show yesterday, we're like, I don't know, 15 minutes before we recorded, I'm like, hey, Jay, can you pull this audio off this video that's not YouTube?
It was 10 minutes before, and I was rushing home. And so, I'm going to say this part. I probably wouldn't, but I'm going to say this because I feel like it shouldn't be a stigma. I am going through therapy for what I'm going through.
Mm-hmm.
And so last night I had come home from therapy and I, showered and everything. And basically I was rushing to get ready for the episode or to have Stephen Kill on. And Trim was like, hey, can we record this? And it took me and I couldn't, because I had upgraded from Windows 7 to 10 months ago. I never realized how to change that, like how to do that in Windows 10. So I had to spend 2 minutes Googling it too, on top of everything.
Yeah.
So
I want to applaud Jay for destigmatizing. So if you too feel inclinations of murder, you too should find some therapy.
And as Pat would say, my woman, my rules.
Is that my woman, my house.
My house.
I need to find that episode somewhere and get the clip.
I can if you want me to clip them from them. They gave me a copies.
Yeah, you got to pull those off.
Yeah.
All right, so last words. I would love for the Red Bulls to go up to Chowderville and get a big old W.
I agree. Winning in New England would be nice. Nice indeed.
All right. So for Pat, Truman, and myself, this has been episode number 266 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, go Red Bulls.
Murder.